as a pro tip for staying in fancy lodges, often there's complimentary laundry, but they don't always clean your underwear there. So you either have to clean it yourself in the basin, they provide some washing powder, or you can do like me and just wear your underwear on your head whenever you're in the common area, and then ask them to clean your hats. We are now up at Nahimba. It's a bit early still, it's 3:45 and we're out driving, but yeah, it's still a bit warm, still a bit bright. Unfortunately there has been a lot of rain, so there's water everywhere, which means all the animals are dispersed, less concentrated, more difficult to find them. But the guides here did say that they think there's a pride of lions. Well, they know there's a pride of lions in this area. So we're just going to drive slowly around. Hopefully later when it cools down, the lions will get up and we'll be able to see them, because we'll really struggle to spot them in this thick Mopani. Yeah, but otherwise, if that doesn't happen, we'll film some sunsets or find some jackals or something. I'm testing my self-driving car, but there's some software glitches that still need to be sorted out. We're doing it nicely earlier. Close my eyes now and get scared. I get too scared. They're old animals. We've got a bit of a standoff. There's an elephant. Oh, he's a tiny elephant over there. But Andy is not a fan of tiny elephants.
Been surrounded by Mopani, and you can't get out of here.
So we're gonna wait and see if he moves off. Wait, slowly, just see that he's moving, don't worry. Oh. There's a whole herd. Now we're right in the middle. One behind us, some on the right, some on the left. What could possibly go wrong? Let's keep driving.
Yeah.
Andy has developed a fear of elephants. When we were in Monopools, I remember Andy was wandering off on foot, wandering up to the elephants, taking photos of them with his cell phone. Absolutely no worries. Now, we're in a vehicle, we've come to his senses that he's actually quite scared of it. This area is mostly Mopani woodland. You can see the Mopanis, the elephants eat them, and even though they're quite old trees, they get pruned back into bushes by the elephants. But over here, the other side of the waterhole there, I can't go there because there are a lot of elephants, so I don't want to frighten them off. But you can see that is a huge Mopani that somehow avoided the elephants and grew into a full-size tree. Recording audio while shooting video is very difficult. One of the reasons being the camera has a fan, which the mic will often pick up, So I tend to record audio separately. Sometimes I record sync sound. I usually have my audio recorder ready to go, but I tend to record some generic audio always that we can lay over the video later. For a shotgun mic, I'm using the MKH 416 Sennheiser. These things are legendary. They are very robust. This one actually, my dog once took this out of my office, ate the dead cat, left the mic in the rain outside for 2 weeks, and we found it later. Still works perfectly. I've just upgraded to this little Zoom F3 field recorder. What's nice about this little guy is it's 32-bit float audio, which is sort of like raw audio. You don't have to actually adjust the gain, so you can't clip the audio, you can't record too low. With normal audio recorders, you've got to, adjust the gain so you get a decent signal level. This will capture everything, every sound clearly, hopefully, and then you can adjust the volume later on the computer. And it's tiny. So, Andy, what's for breakfast?
Oh, we have Future Life with real honey.
This is our go-to. We bring a lot of these sort of granola bar things along. They're great because you can eat them while driving. No need milk. This video is not sponsored.
Yum.
When I'm not filming, I have to put my camera somewhere safe, like when we're traveling. So I've made a little sort of padded compartment under the seat. I'll show you here. I always put a towel over it, and then it sits in there. It sits in the little padded compartment down there.
Fancy.
Very fancy. I made that like the night before we left, so it's nicely protected. And then when it's time to film, I pull it out, come around here and set it up over there. Keep my towel ready. The towel, as with space travel, is also a critical piece of equipment for wildlife filmmaking. It can be used to keep dust off the camera. It can be used you can put it over your head and the monitor if you've got a bit of glare, and if you're wet, you can dry yourself with it. So whenever it's possible and safe and allowed, it's always better to get out the vehicle and set up a tripod. You can get lower down, which is generally a lot better for filming, and obviously a tripod on the ground is more steady than filming out of a vehicle.